Yeah. You join me, thanks for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Morning, everyone. Before we approve the agenda, we're going to remove the item number 3, the fair, oh, I'm sorry, it is not item 3. That even on here, Jesse?
Was. Yes, number 1, sorry.
Okay, number 1. And we were going to discuss the real estate at the fair board. So we're going to remove that today and add it to tomorrow. Kim, if we could do that. We're hoping to have response from our legal counsel to get this put to rest. In the event we can't get it for tomorrow, we'll have to postpone again. And I do have that document in my email. If anybody would like it, I can send it. I'll just send it to the group so we can look it over.
That lease agreement we had here or whatever this, I couldn't decipher that.
Yeah,
That original one, that 1901 one.
yeah.
I could do that.
Okay, with that,
I'll make the,
Motion to approve it.
all right, we've got a motion.
Support.
We've got a motion and support to approve the agenda. We'll go ahead and move on with that. And next would be Wes. If you'd like to give us an update.
so the repairs to the racetrack fence are now complete, to the point of we've replaced all the broken boards or loose boards. There's some that still need to be replaced and it's all been, the posts, everything have been painted. I think that's an ongoing issue, but it's gonna need to be addressed at some point in time, whether we keep repairing it or take half of it down or come up with some other plan or whatever it might be, but there's still a lot of boards that have rotten. There's holes actually rotted through them. Could use to be replaced.
Is there a purpose to keep it?
I feel that we need some sort of a barrier there, simply because when I lived there, if I didn't keep the gates closed, we had people in there tearing around all the time with their vehicles. And in fact, at one point, there had been a softball game and I didn't get out to close gates soon enough and somebody drove through the fence and come within about a foot of hitting one of them transformers that's right along the edges. You know, I think the fair board would agree that they would like some sort of a barrier there. I don't think it needs to be what it is now, but it's gonna be expensive to keep replacing board.
Okay.
The HVAC at the MDOT building, we're still. I actually spoke with Tim about this on Monday and he is attempting to contact this engineer. If not, by the end of the week, we're gonna be looking to take care of that. The heat exchanger for the pool, that's done. The removal of the dead trees at the health department. I can tell you that I talked with Jesse about us getting a lift and taking them down ourselves. I personally rented a lift out at my son's house. And, you know, just, we had to be pretty close to the tree in order to be able to get up any height, which is going to be a problem at the health department. So, I mean, we can rent it, we can give it a try. If we can't do it, we're out about $250, $225. Or I know I did ask for quotes to remove them from 3 different places. One of them got back with me. The other 2 never did. But it was about $600 to have them just come and do it. So we'll continue on with trying to get that taken care of.
If it gets to a point where you have to rent a lift for that, let me know and I'll just drop one of ours off.
If that's what you want to do, get them cut down. I just, the lift we got from Fitzpatrick's. I was out, Builders First Source. Their lift is basically the same thing as what was from Fitzpatrick's. And the problem that we ran into, I originally set the lift up about 20 feet away from the tree. And you couldn't get high enough and out that 20 feet to do what we needed to do. These trees that are at the health department, we're gonna have to set up in the parking lot and they're gonna be 15, 18 feet back off the parking lot. I'm pretty sure we're gonna run into the same problem out there as we did at my son's house.
Well, and then once you have it down, you have to get rid of it. I mean,
Well, it's in the trees, actually. You know, there will be some stuff to get rid of, but I don't, you know, guess I don't necessarily see the need to haul everything away because nobody's gonna be able to see it once it's on the ground anyway, you know what I mean? It's,
sure.
This person that said they'd do it for $600, did that include the removal or not?
well, whatever needed to be removed, but no, they're not gonna bring a chipper. They might bring a chipper. We did talk about, there's 3 pine trees and we did talk about a couple other trees that are kind of leaning out over the parking lot. And he included those 2 actually in the $600, and there's some chipping that would have to be done with those, because when they fall, they're coming down in the parking lot, and they'll need to be cleaned up, but
Because I would rather see, we pay to have somebody do it rather than you, I know you're not a tree,
and that,
you know, rather than see somebody get hurt.
I know there is money in that budget to pay the $600.
Well, then
I think
I
we
would
should get it
prefer
done.
that's the way you go. I
Yes.
don't want to see
Have
anybody.
somebody come and do it for that. We screw around with and never get it done.
And somebody could get hurt, you know, we don't, we're not in the habit of doing that, so,
Right.
yeah. So get her done the other way. Hire
Too, I showed Jesse a picture where the beavers had chewed on a tree at the fairgrounds.
That thing's hanging on by, it's teetering. It's literally this tiny point.
After yesterday's wind, no, it's not, it's laying
Oh,
up.
it's, okay.
Well, that was nice of him to take it down for us.
Did talk to Shannon from City Engineering. The beavers are actually right across from back of the truck barn out on one of the islands is where their den is or their hut. And she was getting with somebody she knows, they're having trouble with beavers down here by Mill Island. And she was gonna have them go and try to trap them out from the fairgrounds too for us, so. Okay, we'll get them trees taken care of.
Do we need any kind of motion for that? If it's in your budget.
Yeah, if it's in the budget, then he can just.
Okay.
But we are spending money. Spend money, we usually take a vote on that.
If it's in the budget to be spent for that, I mean, you can just to say that, you know.
Let's do it to be formal, get it done with.
Right.
So if I could get a motion to have Wes go ahead and take care of those trees.
Mhm. Hire someone to take them down. I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'll support that.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Fournier and support from Commissioner LaHaye. So take a quick, I guess a roll call vote real quick.
Commissioner LaHaye,
Yes.
Commissioner Fournier,
Yes,
Commissioner Kondrashevsky.
Yes. Okay, sorry, Wes, now we'll let you carry on.
The winterizing of the barn sprinkler system, we were waiting on the barns and sprinkler system has been completed. We were waiting on the dump station. People were still using it and it wasn't in fear of it freezing, so we left it going. On Monday this week, we winterized that also, so that was the last of the winterization. Concrete repairs at the annex, still unable to get a second quote. Sounds like we're gonna move forward with it, with the one that we have, if that's approved. And I put in a call yesterday. I have not received a call. I will call again today to see if they're still, with the way the weather is, if they're still able to do the work or where we're at. The cleaning of the cleaning and sealing of the floors over at the courthouse at Trazo, that's complete. The fall leaf cleanup is, complete. Including all the roofs. We've been on all the flat roofs, cleaned them all off, made sure drains were functioning properly and all that. And the snow removal, the last piece of snow removal equipment, was taken care of yesterday. We took the mower deck off the Kubota and got snow blower on it, and it's all ready to go.
Good.
And that's, I think all I got for right now.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Every time I come in off of Ninth Avenue parking lot, there's that huge hole right there.
Okay,
Do we
we're gonna have to put a patch on that. I think out at the health.
A big batch because it's a big hole.
Yeah, and we need to do something about that in the spring.
It's getting bigger.
I did notice yesterday, we had that work done out at the health department, and now we've got a hole started in another spot out there too, so we'll put a patch on that when it dries up a little bit.
Good.
Get us through the winter and
Thank you.
work more on it in the spring.
Okay,
You?
thanks, Wes. Okay. Jesse, what do you have for us?
Yep. So we have the NEMSCO lease agreement. This agreement, it was kind of wonky in the way it was written. We have agreements with the Health Department and Delta Dental, which are in the same building. Those leases go until the end of November 2027. So this one's written in a manner that would bring it so that when the leases are up in that building, it's all three at the same time. So we can renegotiate the rates and nobody's caught off guard or comparing notes saying it's unfair. They're renting out some space on the second floor. We're just looking for approval to sign the lease as presented.
Okay, everybody's had an opportunity to look the lease over?
Yep.
Okay, everybody's good with it, then we'll look for a motion to sign that lease.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. That's nothing we need to really vote on, right? We'll just have John sign it.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anything else, Jesse?
Not on that particular one, around the fairground camping fees, we've had some issues in the past, so the way the campground at the fair is set up, it's not connected to the Parks and Rec Board. But it is a camping unit, is something that the county owns. And so what I was hoping to get is permission from this board in the future to tie rate increases at the campground with those camping spaces in a like manner with what the parking board recommends with the campsites throughout the other three units that they oversee. I just think it's easier to kind of mimic what they do because they put in a whole year's work. They know what the appetite is, what the rate, the proper rate increases might be. The fairgrounds fall under the purview of the administrator's office. And so it's kind of a weird situation for me to be in because I only have this one thing. I don't have comparison without going to Parks and Rec. So I just figured if we tie it to their rate increases going forward, it would allow me to move quickly, rather than us waiting for Parks and Rec to pass something, go and communicate with the fairgrounds, package it up, bring it to facilities, have facilities take it to full board, just complicates the process. Rather than just making sure that all campgrounds owned by the county are at the same rates across the board. So I was just looking for a motion to again, kind of tie the campground rates in the future to those which are passed by Parks and Rec. And for similar lots, so obviously waterfront would go different than rustic, et cetera.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
all right, we've got the motion from Commissioner Fournier, support from Commissioner LaHaye. Probably should take a vote on that, I would guess.
Do roll call.
Yeah, we'll do a roll call vote on that, Kim.
Commissioner Fournier,
Yes.
Commissioner LaHaye,
Yes.
Commissioner Kondrashevsky.
Yes. Okay. Anything else for us, Jesse?
No, sir, that's all I have.
All right. Nobody here today from the campground at the fairgrounds. Wes talked about the winterizing being done.
We had some notes.
I think one thing that she had on that report, was finishing up the road. that's, that budget, and we had talked in the past, I think at the last meeting, about getting somebody in there with a underbody blade or road graders. And when I spoke with Nick about it, I fixed the road from the front gate up to the house, up to the fair office. Just with the loader we had, and talking to them, they thought it would be more useful to wait until spring to do the roads when we open the place back up, but the other side of that is the fair board budget is in a bit of trouble. And if it was $600 or $800, it would be that much over budget, in the spring, we'll get that taken care of.
Is it good enough for you to plow?
Oh, yeah, well, a lot of it is area we don't plow.
Okay,
Like the back campgrounds, we closed the gates, they've been closed since the 15th of October to those back campsites. So we plow up to about the gate where you turn out onto the infield of the racetrack. We don't plow back any further than that all winter long.
okay,
That's the worst, like from fair office to skate park. We don't, and we, like I said, we only plow about halfway back there.
okay. How is the road from the fair office out to 11th there?
That's the part I fixed. I scraped up some fines from old board the racetrack and I fixed that up. Back in a few holes in it again, but we can throw a little more in there before.
Okay,
It has on here the boat launch on the front entrance. Needs attention. What is the,
We did some work on that when, we pulled the dock out. Pretty sure once we get the spring runoff, we're probably gonna need to do some work on it again. It really needs concrete or something put in there that doesn't keep washing out. But like that boat, we pulled that dock out, 3 weeks ago or so. The one at the other end of the fairgrounds is still in, and we typically leave that right. You know, the nights are supposed to start going down in the 20s next week, so we'll probably pull it sometime first part of next week. Close that boat launch up also.
that one by the front entrance? They don't put boats in there. They just use that for fishing dock, I think.
They put boats in.
They do.
Maybe we
Well,
can look at that in the
they
spring.
don't very much because it washes out so bad.
Right.
I mean, every time it rains, you have to go down there and fix it. But
I'm talking right by the gates.
by the front gate, yeah.
Why would we put boats in there when we have the boat launch on the other side of the?
People's preference. And the people that use the front gate typically have smaller boats because when they back boats in, that water drops off so fast. All right, I will, but trying to pull the boat back out after they're done and they load it back on the trailer, there's been vehicles that struggle. I've seen vehicles that actually took the boat back off the trailer and went down to the other boat launch to load it up because of how steep it is on the bank right there.
Could we block that off so they can't use it?
See why not, I guess.
Put some
Don't
big
put the-
boulders in front from Long Lake?
And we just, if that's the case, we just in the spring won't. put it out again.
Yeah, but they use it to walk out and fish on. Children,
Well, and a lot of people launch kayaks from there.
yeah, see kayaks ain't a problem. It would be the, boats.
Yeah.
Power boats. Yeah,
do we need to get a permit to put any bigger stone in there?
We need a permit. I mean, I put stone. When it washes out, sometimes it washes out a foot or 14 inches. I put softball sized stone in there and then covered it up with other stuff. And it washed everything away.
Wow,
cause I know over at Long Lake Park, I got some huge boulders there. It's piled up.
Yeah,
I don't know how we'd get them in town though, but they're there.
okay, well, it's something maybe we should revisit in the spring.
Yeah, I'd rather close it up rather than let them use it. Unless they're power loading. That would be the only way they could get them out of it,
it's
trucks.
so deep there that if they power load, they're probably not hurting anything.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't. No. But I always thought it was just strictly fishing for fishing dock. I've never seen anybody put a boat in there.
And they don't very often, but
Okay. All right. Has everyone had a chance to look at the recycling balances?
I did. Um, that winter storage at the fairgrounds, that price went up. I take it that's the one she's talking about at 250 a square foot.
Yes.
Do they have, people leave their campers at the fairgrounds outside on lots like they do at Long Lake?
Guessing at this point, all your tent campers are gone?
he's been gone since 15th of October. With that outdoor storage, we did try that one time while I was living there. You know, maybe somebody didn't have a big enough yard and they just wanted a place to park and they'd come and get it whenever, and I don't remember what we were charging them a month for it, but what I found started happening is we only had one or two a year, which was hardly worth our time, and then the next thing that was happening was people were coming over there to work on their camper. Like, well, let's take that home and work on it, you know, but we only did it for a couple of years and then kind of done away with it.
I don't know, at Long Lake Park, when I was out there the other day, they had, I think it was like 5 campers outside on a lot. And I was kind of thinking to myself, are they expected to stay on that lot?
I think a lot of those are seasonal. Hauling them out, putting them right back in the same place.
See, I was with the understanding if it's seasonal, every year, January 2nd, you have to reapply for that lot. I didn't think it was seasonal and you had the lot to have it for the next 5 or 10 years. I thought that everybody gets a chance at a seasonal lot and they apply for it January 2nd.
I know there was talk of that, but I know for the longest time, people were paying at the end of a season, at least partially for the upcoming season. I don't know if they're still doing that or not.
I don't know, because it seems to me, I could be wrong, but it would be unfair to others that would like to possibly have that lot. Because it's not somebody's cottage, it's a campground. And how they can apply beforehand to have that lot for the following year, when everybody else has to wait till January 2nd to apply. I don't think that's fair. But then again, I'm not serving on the Parks Board.
Would be a good question for them.
Yes,
I mean,
and,
a lottery would make sense.
and,
They've been going back and forth with that forever.
yeah, well, that, I think it's something that should be.
You can't seem to
taken care
get
of.
it right, so.
It should be something that's taken care of sooner rather than later. And another thing is, I always thought that if you did store it at the campground, that it had to be on their pad, their tar pad, rather than on a lot. Like I said, that's probably something for a fair board.
I know they've been putting them on lots, leaving them on lots.
Yeah, I don't, okay, well, sorry I asked you, you have nothing to do with that. All right, thank you, Wes.
Yep.
All right. So everybody had a chance to review the recycling. Anybody have any questions or anything?
Good.
I will look for a motion to receive the reports for the recycling.
I'll make a motion.
I'll support.
Okay, we've got a motion and support. We need a roll call on that, probably just, all
No. You can do voice.
right, so all in favor of receiving and reporting the recycling? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, so we'll go ahead and receive those. Is there anything else? I don't see anybody for public comment. Any public comment online? Okay. Great. Wes, there was comment earlier that you're gonna be retiring eventually. Have you,
Distant future,
okay. Have you chosen a date?
sometime late April.
Okay, gotcha.
That's next year.
And you've been working with your replacement a little bit? How's that going?
Real well, actually. I was working with them on some stuff on the computer this morning. I'm gonna be getting with IT, having them make it so he could get into my shared files. Yeah, we had to do a memo this morning. I need to order some more janitorial supplies. But I only have like $382 in my budget for janitorial supplies, so I billed out. I haven't turned it into the treasurer's office yet, but I did have a memo to bill out the use to the jail, so that's charged to their budget. She will take that money then from her budget, put it back into my budget, then I'll have money to. There's a small amount for the health department too, but then I'll have money to go ahead and order supplies for the rest of the year.
Okay, good deal.
He went through that process with me this morning. Things seem to be going along okay.
Good, good deal. Okay. Unless anyone has anything else, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Chairman, there was one note. I'm sorry, and I apologize. I'd made it hoping I wouldn't forget it, and it's right here in front of me. Just the fact that there should be an invitation forthcoming, but the ribbon cutting for the runway currently is set for the 25th at 1:30 PM, Building 490, and each of the commissioners will be getting an invitation emailed to them as soon as we get that from the CRTC. But just wanted to let you know in case you wanted to put it on your calendars. Again, that's November 25th at
Get 'em.
1:30.
Yeah,
Did they send it already? Oh, I apologize.
I think there was a memo.
Okay, my apologies.
Okay. Okay, very good. The next meeting is scheduled for December 18th at 9 AM. If anybody has any conflict with that, just let us know, adapt if we need to. I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Sport.
Okay, we've got motion from Commissioner LaHaye, support from Commissioner Fournier. That meeting adjourned.